Hi guys, Ham here. Today I'm going to take you through some different pulley rig setups for the sinkers. Now there are some different types of clips and stuff you can buy and add, but there's one in particular I want to get to, and that'll be the last one on this video. There's three I'm going to show you today. So the first one is the sinker, which comes like this. It's just a sinker with a built-in hook. Have a look up there, the built-in hook here. I've got a pulley rig which I've made up, and I'm using a soft bait cut in half as a dead bait to show you guys. So I'm going to put that on this hook and show you the disadvantage of this one. Good that it put that on the hook like so. Make sure she's going to stay there. So that's your pulley rig ready to go with the bait attached to the hook, and then you cast out. Obviously it comes down, hits that there like that's loose, and it sometimes doesn't unclip on these ones. That's what I don't like about these ones. And you can also see that the bait itself is dragging right down into those legs. So the tail's down here, so that bait is all down here, which is not a good way to try and look, it's not even releasing when you let it loose, and that's with full gravity. So I don't really appreciate this design. I've used this sinker. Obviously this is one I bought in a shop and used, and 5 times out of about 8 casts it worked. The other 3 come back and it was still connected to the hook. You don't want that to happen. If it's connected to the hook, there's no way you're going to hook up into a fish. So that for me counts that one there out. I don't like the design. So that's number 1. Okay, the next one I'll show you is the Splashdown rig, and I'll just take this sinker off. As you know, my rigs all come with a loop, so you can take the sinker off. Now this Splashdown rig I won't put on because it's got a narrow hook on, but that's a Splashdown one there from Gemini. That comes with a bit of plastic up here, so when the water hits up that curve, up that groove there, it hits, the hook's in there, pushes it up, the hook comes out, and you're into it. The only thing I don't like about these is I use different size hooks and different styles of hooks, and these little clips, as you can see and you appreciate inside with it, if you can see that, where that hook is gone, is real small. So you can't use a real big gauge hook inside where that's hooked in. Great idea, but you can't use any style of hook. You've got to use slim hooks essentially. You can use circle and beak ones, but the circle ones sit better because obviously the baits at the front, they sit back, you know, like that anyway. Baits at there sort of thing, you can roll that right through and have more access. But good design, but just you're stuck with what sort of hooks you can use. They work if you use slim hooks, no problem at all. They do open and they come out. There's no issue with that. Now the last one I'm going to show you is Affordable Sinkers makes sinkers for me. He's in Palmerston North. I've been going on about it on his Facebook page. He does a lot of different fishing stuff, but sinkers is his main domain, and he is the Gemini supplier for down here in Lower Manawatu. And basically these ones here, he hand makes all these, and ties wire on every individual one. And now 2 reasons this works better, and I'll put this back on the pulley rig and show you the difference, is that one, it's I like the Gemini sinkers anyway, and I'll explain as to why I like those over the other ones in a minute. This is a size 5, the sinker. Green are size 4, 5s are blue, and the red tips are 6s, and they're generally the ones that he will make up because it's for surf casting, they're the main go-to sinkers. They have a swivel on them, which is good because when it's going through like that, it's not twisting your line. We're going to hook up this bait the same. That same soft bait there is no different to before. Going to hook that inside the clip there. You can see, just hook that hook straight in like that. So that's it there, ready to go. Alright, with the legs, and the one thing you notice is that the bait itself is no way near the legs. There's a big gap between the legs and that bait, so it's not down in where your legs are. Second one is that it's ready to cast like that. You cast it, it comes down, as soon as it's loose, bang, out it comes. So it doesn't stick in there like the other one with gravity. It comes straight out that loop, and then it pulls up like that, and there's your bait. The sinker's away from the bait's up here swimming around, and that's your pulley rig setup. Obviously less drag than the sledger rigs, obviously, because it's just one line. For distance, great. I make these pulley rigs, so I can make these for you with beads, not a problem. I don't put skirts on them because you want less drag when you got this here, so the less drag the better, getting distance. The other thing I was going to explain is that with these sinkers here, and your Boss sinkers and all those type of sinkers, when you break off on the ground, it pulls a wire, you're actually pulling 2 parts as one piece wire, which you know, you come back with more funny shaped bits of wire if it's in a rock. These Gemini ones, literally pull one leg and it's gone. All the other 3 legs stay in there. They're all individual legs. So that's what I like mainly about these Gemini sinkers. And they cast really well too. They're almost shaped like the Boss, I guess, and they're a lot better as far as aerodynamic for getting out there. One leg break if it's stuck, and then bring it back in. So they're the 3 types of sinkers that I've got for you with the Splashdown. Obviously they work, but small hooks. I use quite big thick hooks that are on this one here. If you notice the difference between the 2 hooks, I'll take that little bait thing off and grab this one out of here. So they're the 2 hooks there. That one there's quite a thin one, works well in Splash. That one there doesn't quite fit in the Splash. This one here doesn't fit in that little wire gap. So he makes these, and if you want any of these ones, handmade, they're $8 each. Yes, you say, geez, that's expensive, but the amount of time it takes for them to get that nice and tight and at an angle like that on each individual sinker, you know, I can guarantee you that is nothing compared to bringing it back and seeing it stuck inside there, and what a waste of a cast. I'd much rather pay the extra $3 a sinker and literally get it out every time and know that that's working the way it's designed to work. More chance of catching a fish. So that's the new sinker, the new design from Affordable Sinkers. If you want any of those, let me know and I'll get them onto you, not a problem. Or you can look up Affordable Sinkers on Facebook and go through the channels that way. Either way, $8 a sinker plus freight. So the more you get, freight's the same. Obviously if you got 2 compared to 5, you can sit 5 in the same sort of size box, it'll be the same freight. So you're better to get in bulk. I got 10 of those at $80. Obviously I live in Palmy, so we can pick them up, but that would be usually around $10 sort of freight, I'd imagine, around sort of North Island. And South Island might be a bit more, but there you go, guys. The advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of that outweighs anything else that's on the market that I've seen, in my opinion, and I've never had it come back not released. So want any of those, let me know. At the moment, till the end of this month, we've got hoodies, Hammertized hoodies, usually $90 including freight, and now $70 including freight. If you want one of those, put the order in with me and I'll get you one of those as well. We're ordering at the end of the month, so it takes 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be into next month that they arrive. But if you want one of those at the reduced price, I've got a deal through the shop to be able to do a winter special, because they're coming into winter with hoodies. So let me know. Cheers.